Hey there guys, so today we have another review and this is a beer from Owls of Hamden / Pizza Boy Brewing. They're from Enola, Pennsylvania, and this is their Murren double IPA. A friend of mine recently went to the brewery, so he picked me up this crowler of the beer. This is their double IPA, and I believe it is the one brewed with Amarillo and Citra, because they have variations of the beer. Don't really know much about the beer because they really don't put anything out on the website about the beer, so unfortunately I can't really tell you much about the beer other than, again, double IPA, 9.5, Citra, Amarillo. Awesome, really love these crowlers, awesome stuff. My store actually does these, so really cool to see the crowlers from places other than Oscar Blues and outside the store. So, Pizza Boy, really cool brewery. The place itself is known for, I guess, pizza and beer. And yeah, it's a little confusing. They call themselves Owls of Hamden and Pizza Boy Brewing. So if that's confusing, then it is confusing. And so yeah, they're a pretty strong brewery. They have some really good sours. Their Sunny Side Up coffee stout is fantastic. They make a barrel-aged version of that beer, which is amazing. But I've yet to have a hoppy beer from them. So let's dig in. So the beer comes in this medium gold color. Yeah, just relatively clear. Looks a little bit like a West Coast IPA. Let's get the aroma on this. Certainly smells like one. Certainly getting this kind of orange, lemony starburst kind of thing, citrus peel, a good amount of bready malt. Definitely getting that, again, West Coast style thing going on. Yeah, that candy sweetness, that, you know, caramel malt quality. Not too explosive on the nose. Hints of juiciness, a little bit more, as I smell it, of like pineapple, a little bit of tropical. Yeah, but this like this candy, grapefruity, orangey kind of sweetness. Cheers. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Smacks on with a bitterness up front. Wasn't completely expecting that. Like a nice underlying resiny, piney bitterness. This is straight up, you know, in the West Coast wheelhouse. Straight up West Coast beer. If you gave this to me blind, I would guess it's like a stone beer, some kind of variation on like an Enjoy By kind of beer. Enjoy By is probably the closest beer I can think of that tastes like this. And Enjoy By is actually also 9.5%, so. Up front, yeah. Resiny bitterness, piney bitterness, smacks, underlying tone on the beer. Pretty predominant. This is a full-on bitterness beer, holy smokes. You also get a little bit of like malty sweetness to help balance out that bitterness. Some grapefruit pithiness. Not too much juiciness going on here. Again, just grapefruit peel, pith, pine for days. A little bit of floral action. Really drying on the back end. This beer really hides itself as 9.5 because of the bitterness. Not too much sweetness. You get, you know, that West Coast sweetness up front, but the beer dries out so aggressively because it's so bitter. Yeah, dangerously drinkable for 9.5. Does its job pretty well. Again, reminds me of Enjoy By. Full-on bitterness. Not extremely aromatic. Not too sweet, though, which I like about the beer. But, you know, not too much hop complexity going on. Just smacked on with tons of bitterness. Good amount of hop quality going on, but just not really the juiciness and tropical qualities and just complexity that I like in a hoppy beer. It really is quite hoppy still, though. So, as for rating, yeah, that candy sweetness followed by a lot of bitterness, straight up West Coast. Let's go with a 91 on this one. I forgot what I gave Enjoy By, but I rated around there. So let's aim for let's go with the 90 on this one. And then 91. It's dangerously drinkable. It really does its job pretty well if you really like a extremely bitter kind of West Coast beer. Obviously not my kind of style, but does its job pretty well. You know, relatively clean. Again, not too malty. Wish it was more aromatic, but dangerously drinkable. Really, as I talk, it really is shocking that, you know, my palate is still not as... It used to be acclimated to bitterness. Then it fell away because I drink New England beers, and then now I'm back to bitterness, and it is bitter. So awesome stuff. Really cool to get, you know, different styles on your palate, and you really get to taste bitterness sometimes, and here it is. So this is Owls of Hamden / Pizza Boys, Murren, Amarillo, Citra. Until next time, guys, cheers. Later.